Welcome to a tasting. This is a tasting of a beer I made where I did hops only in the mash. Hasn't been done before? Yes, it has been done before. But not to where I put 80 IBUs worth of hops in there and a brew in a bag. Because it's so thin, I just put the hops around the bag and hopefully got my hopping that way. Just ran it off, pasteurized for a second, cooled it down and fermented it and put it in a keg. I'll put the brew date in the recipe description below so you can see that. I didn't have Beersmith 3 at the time. They have a recipe adjustments, a hop adjustment, I should say, for temp. And temperatures, your IBUs, the summarization and all that, around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. But then it drops pretty drastically. I wasn't aware of how drastically it dropped. It turns out, from 200 degrees, the amount of hops I put in should be 80 IBUs. Dropping it down to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, the IBUs were 11. So this is 11 IBU beer. That being said, this is probably a little higher. There was on a recent session, the Brewing Network, I forgot the name of the brewery that was on, but they said they had a buddy of theirs or a brewery that did this. They did a 0 IBU beer, just some Whirlpool and a bunch of dry hops. And the Beersmith program, the program they used, said no IBUs. However, when I had it tested, it was 40 IBUs. Or I've heard some of the oxidized alpha acids can actually impart some more bittering and dry hopping, but can also be stripped out as it flocculates too. So it is sort of a give and take. Michael Tonsmeyer and Scott Janish have actually done quite a bit of research on this, or they've talked about it, I should say. Let's see if I can dig up their articles on it, and I'll put in the description below with bitterness and dry hopping. But yeah, so I fermented this with the Cross My Loop yeast. Second time trying it, the first time got contaminated and I had to dump it, or it just tasted weird. I don't know what happened. So I haven't tried this yet. Something worth noting is it's hazy, like big time haze. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't dry hop during fermentation, which usually biotransformation and stuff can allegedly create this. I let it sit in the keg for like a week and a half. I don't find with gelatin. I'd be curious if I did what would happen. Maybe another week or two it'll be clear, but the other one was clear, the Cross My Loop one. This one is not. It's very bizarre. I dry hopped in the keg too, so smells definitely better than the other one. The other one was like really weird smelling, like Band-Aidy. Yeah, nice clean dry hop smell to it. Maybe slight esters, but that could just be from the hops. But yeah, it's really nice, sort of piney, orangey citrus, kind of fruity. The esters in there, yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. It is definitely not that bitter. That's for sure. The balance of flavor in this is great. The hops that I used in this were great. They ended up turning out really, really good. The amount I did was awesome. It's 11 IBUs? No, I'd say it's closer to 25, 20-ish range. That's what it tastes like to me off perceived bitterness. But man, it's flavor bomb. It is juicy. It is refreshing. Oh my gosh, it's so quenchable. I mean, this is like, it tastes like a really nicely hopped pale ale. Definitely not an IPA. Oh, so juicy though. Juicy is not the right word because the mouthfeel isn't like too full, but it's like super fruity and citrusy and just that, that refreshing pale ale you have, and just, man, it's super flavor forward. I guess you could call this a New England style IPA at this point, it being hazy, and it sort of has those elements to it. God, this is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm actually glad it's not that bitter because sometimes, as much as I like IPAs, I do prefer the lower bitterness sometimes on them because you can have a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're not palate wrecked. But yeah, this is really quenchable, really good, and I'm going to say this is a huge success. Granted, I got 11 IBUs out of it, but if anyone wants to make a really refreshing pale ale and cut the brew day to like an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe even less, this is the way to go because having the mash go 30 minutes, then adding the hops for 30 more minutes to finish the mash. Then I just did a quick pasteurization. I mean, you're cutting out the entire boil. You're cutting out all the steeping that you do normally. I mean, your brew day is the mash and heating up some water. So, man, you want to rip out a brew day and have a beautiful, juicy, fruity, delicious, really refreshing pale ale. This is the way to do it, especially if anyone who loves pale ales doesn't want the bitter bite of an IPA. I'd give this a try, especially if you do brew in a bag. I don't know how well it would work in a regular mash. I'd love to try that. You know, I don't know if you get the same flavors of hops because it's so thin and put the hops around the bag. It's just soaking in all the wort there. I don't know. But man, huge success. I'll probably do a few more of these in the future, especially for hop experimentation, because I can really get the flavors of these hops, man. They're punching through wonderfully. I love when experiments work out. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's awesome. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Stay tuned for more. And enjoy your holidays that are still happening for everybody. And yeah, see you next time.